Hello, this is Martin from clearskylearning.com, and today I am doing a tutorial on how to create a pin for Pinterest using Canva. We'll be doing it in such a way that it's SEO friendly, contains your main keyword, also looks great and has a strong call to action. Doing these three things in the right way gives you the best chance of getting some exposure from Pinterest, which is a fantastic platform if you do things in a certain way. So we're just going to jump right in and get on with it. It's quite a simple process. But first of all, taking a look at one of the Pinterest accounts that I manage with one of my business partners, Kate. We've been building this Pinterest account for a while now, and the results are really quite impressive. Just quickly, so we've got roughly 1,973 followers here, and we've got 126,000 monthly viewers. That's probably an aggregate over the last few months. So yeah, 126,000 monthly viewers, and that's a hell of a lot of traffic to and clicks to the websites. This is quite a broad platform, which basically means there's loads of different Pinterest boards covering loads of different topics, because this is a general news site, Netzine Today. So there's celebrity posts, there's business today posts, there's world news today, that type of thing. You don't need to do that. You can go very niche or niche, whatever way you want to pronounce it. But today is more about just creating that pin on Pinterest in such a way that gives you maximum exposure. And I mean, here's a couple of examples of just the way to do it. But I'm going to walk you through. I mean, these are really simple pins here. These ones have just been uploaded from or saved from other websites, stuff like that. So you want to share pins, you want to put your own pins up and try and mix and match it. Pinterest really likes you sharing other people's stuff and clicking on other people's stuff also. But yeah, that's for another video. Right, so I'm going to jump over to Pinterest, and we are going to create a Pinterest pin. So first off, let's type in Pinterest, and it will load up ready-made Pinterest pins. Right, so obviously these are all great designs and you can use these, but what we are doing today is creating one from scratch. But if you see something you like, feel free to go ahead and use it, but bear in mind that all other Canva users, these will be used already. So going a bit unique and doing your own thing is always recommended. But if you just want to get some pins up there, you can come in here and edit these if they're relevant to your niche. So yeah, so but for today's purposes, for today's tutorial, we're going to be creating a blank pin. Right, so the way I do this, I do these in bulk. So for example, I will create 20 of these, and it doesn't take very long to do 20 if you do it the way I'm going to show you. But the main features of this tutorial will be on actually creating the pin. But in fact, I'll do 10. I'll duplicate this 10 times. So once you're logged into Canva and you've clicked on, you've loaded up Pinterest pin and you've clicked on blank document, it will bring you to this page. Right, so we're going to set this up the way I do it, so that you can duplicate this 10 times or 20 times or 30 or 40. You can duplicate this 100 times if you want. If you want to prepare 100 pins for the full week's schedule, you can do that. And it is what I do. I do these things in bulk, and it doesn't take you long once you've got everything set up. Right, so let's get in. So first off, what I'll do is I'll come over here on the left-hand side. I'll click on Elements. This is recently used, so what you would do is you would type in square up here, and it will bring you up all the different square type of elements. You can use any of these. I'm going to use, just for ease, this rounded one. So what I'll do is stretch it out like so. And once I've got the dimensions that I'm looking for, usually around about that, I will click on the position button and center it. It seems I have got it centered because that's grayed out, so that's good. And I'll also add in text. You always want to add in your domain name to save other people stealing your pins. So for this example, it's going to be clearskylearning.com. clearskylearning.com. If I take, and up here is the font that it's using and the pixel size. So I want that a much smaller font, something like that, maybe 30, 28, and I'll bring that down to the bottom. This goes over, this actually sits just under your text, so, and it sits over your background image, but I'm setting this up in such a way that I can duplicate this 10, 20, 30 times, and it saves me setting all this up again. So it's a good little tip if you're going to be doing, if you're going to be creating pins in bulk. So what I'll do is click the transparency button up here and put it down to maybe 40. I'll click on the color, I don't want it green, I'll click on black. Black and white writing or black and yellow writing, you're looking for a contrast. So the way I'm doing this doesn't necessarily mean the way you need to do it. You can mess about with your colors, but the reason for having this here is to make your text pop, and also the background image I'll be adding underneath this. You can see that also, which gives people an idea of what your pin is about just at a quick glance. So what I'm going to do here is add a heading, and you just move this can be moved anywhere. So you just click outside of it and then grab it with your mouse, and you can move it anywhere. So for today's tutorial, I'm going to be creating pins on a website that I own. And this is a blog post I've done not long ago, August 26th. This is August 31st, 2020. So I want to get this onto Pinterest. How to quit my job and work for myself at home, my story. This is my personal story, and I've not created any pins for this yet. So I'm going to create 10 pins for this right now and show you how I go about this and make them all unique. So I'm going to copy the headline, and you would do the same on your blog or your whatever it is you're promoting, whether it be your something off your fan page, your Facebook fan page, or whatever. It doesn't matter. So you would create that or whatever headline you want to use. It's always good to use the headline of your blog post, because this blog post that I've done is keyword research, so that is a keyword there, and that is going to be the name of my image. If you name your image your keyword, it just helps with SEO, and also it really helps when it comes to ranking pins can rank in the page 1 of Google. If it's a low competition keyword, their Pinterest pins can easily rank for your keyword on the first page of Google. So it's really good to make sure that you've spent a little bit of time on your keyword research, and name your pin, and also it will go in your description, but we'll get to that later. Right, so just double click inside here, right click and paste. Right, so I want that bigger, I want that stretching out the whole way, so I'll come up here to the pixel size, maybe go for, I don't know, maybe 96. If I make it wider, I'll get another word. Right, you see that? That looks pretty good. I'm going to make that background, if I can. If I move this out of the way to get this background, I'm going to make the transparency a little bit less, 50 maybe, just so that it makes this text pop a little bit more. Right, so up here, change the colour of your text, click in this area and change the colour to white. Yellow might look even better. You can actually you can make every one of these a different colour. Feel free to mess about with this. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule for this. That to me reads very well, and that's the whole point. It's when somebody's scrolling through the Pinterest feed and they see this, you want it to stick out from the 100 other pins that's round about it. Right, so I've got this now. Right, so what I'm going to do, that's me got my text. I've got um, my domain name down here, and that's the framework. So what I'm going to do now is duplicate this 9 times. Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, that'll be 11 I've got. Right, so I'll just delete that. Right, so that's been um, duplicated 10 times. So now to add the background. Right, so you come here to uploads. I'm going to upload an image or video from my device. I'm going to come to some images I prepared earlier. Like, listen, I've not actually prepared them. I've just downloaded all of these. If you see this website, pexels.com, I'll actually show you this just now. This is a website with. I'll just use this one. I'll use this one so that I can close this window out. I will upload it here. Right. So if I go to Pexels, Pexels, and log in here. So whatever your niche is, you would type it in here. So for me, I just wanted generic images on work from home. So work from home. And it brings up images such as this. All of these longer ones, try and stay away from these type of ones, like the landscape ones. Go for the ones that are more the sizes are more similar to a Pinterest pin size, which is 1,000 by 1,500 pixels, but that's generally the same kind of shape of the Pinterest pin, which is easier to stretch out. This, when you do that, it ends up, when you try and stretch the image out to suit the Pinterest image, it just doesn't work very well. So I downloaded images like these, anything related to sitting at a laptop, working from home. Basically, that's it. Right, so I've downloaded a load onto my hard drive, but for this one, if I click that here, bring it up to the top left corner and stretch it out so it covers the whole screen, click on it, put position and click backwards, click it again, and now you will see you've got your Pinterest image. Right, so that Clear Sky Learning doesn't go very well with that, so I would change that to white. And you just do this each time. So that's clearer, and that's you got your first pin. Move on to the next one. Upload image from device and move on to the next one. Let's see, every single one of these are unique. They've got a different background image, and that's the main thing. Again, click on the image, position backwards, click it twice. I'm just going to leave that the way it is just now. That's fine. If you want to change the font, you could to make it totally different. You could use that. You could use anything really. Anything you want. So that looks pretty good as well. Background image, upload again from device, and you just go through this process of 10 times. Right, so I'm just going to do this 10 times. It'll not take long, as you'll see. You can just click to back as well, and it saves you clicking twice, but there we go. Right, I'm not going to mess about with this text, just for the simple reason for this video. You don't need to see me messing about with that. If you want to mess about with the text, change the headline, anything at all. If you want to like add a different like element here, like a different shape, you can do that. But if you're doing this, I mean, if you're doing, say you've got 5 blog posts you want to do, you can duplicate these 50 times, do 10 with the same font, different backgrounds, do the next 10 with a different font, different headline, your new blog post headline, different, you get the idea, different background, and you can rattle through these. You can do 50 pins easily in under an hour. And that's your pin set for a few days or a week or however many times you want to pin on Pinterest. So I've lost my place here. Right, so that was the last one. Right, let's upload another one. And all these images on Pexels are free to use, public domain images, so there's no copyright, there's nothing, you can't get pulled up with anyone from um, on Pinterest saying please take that pin down. These you can use these images. Right, next one. Just stretch it out. Move to back. Can't really see this, so change that to white. Here we go again. Right. So we'll rattle through these in no time at all, right? So upload image from device. That's fine. So basically, it's the headline. This is the headline that's important here. So the headline obviously is your blog post title. So if you've done your keyword research properly, um, this this should rank on Google. I mean, if it's a low competition keyword, it should rank in time over Google, along with because it's going to, and it's, plus it's going to give you a backlink to your website from Pinterest. So it's a win-win situation, and not to mention the traffic that you can actually get from Pinterest. Um, it's really powerful stuff. I'm not saying every single pin that you do is going to get loads of traffic. It doesn't work like that. But the more you pin, the more that you pin, the more you create pins, the you you multiply your chances of getting winning pins, which basically means pins that just seem to take off. Some of them go viral, and people share them, and you get traffic back to your website. You make sales occasionally, and the more pins you've got out there, the more sales that you'll make, the more traffic you'll get back to your website, the more backlinks, the more social proof. It's a snowball effect if you just keep consistent with it. So don't expect to put up 10 pins and expect to see a flood of traffic. It just doesn't happen. You need to do this and do this and each day as part of your daily routine, or every other day, or once a week even, and do a bulk session of an hour and create 50 pins. That's great. That's fantastic. So right, we're nearly done. I like this one here. Oh, that went on to the wrong pin. You need to click in the pin that you're working on so that the photo will be uploaded to the correct back. Right, that pops really well. I mean, pins like this that are really eye-catching work well. Um, and last one, let's click in here again, upload image. Right, so that's the 10 done. Right, so what you want to do, you can actually publish directly onto Pinterest from Canva. This is Canva Pro, which is, I don't know, it's something crazy. Like it's only $10 a month or something. It's a total no-brainer. I'll leave a link on this in the description below this video, or I'm going to put this on my website. There'll be a link somewhere below. So you can publish to Pinterest, but I never use it because it is very buggy, and more times than not it will say cannot connect or something. So I don't even try. It's caused me too much frustration in the past, so I don't even use it. What I will do is I will download the full file, the full 10 pages. I will put the quality down to medium, down to about 50%, and I will download it as a JPEG. It's less the sizes of the file on your hard drive is less, all pages, and I'll download. So it will download these as a zip file. Few seconds it will be done. There we go. So if I come down out of that, open up my drive, go to Pinterest images. I'm going to create a new folder, finished pins. This is a brand new laptop, so my folders aren't set up the way that I would normally have them. Right, so I'm going to drag that folder inside here. I'm going to right click and extract all. So if I open up this, the 10 pins are in here. Right, so what I do now, this is me going a little bit above and beyond the scope of this video, but just to show you exactly how I go about this, I use an app called Tailwind. And Tailwind is a bulk scheduling app. You don't need to use it. You can go right over to Pinterest, which I'll jump over and I'll add one to Pinterest also, just to show you how to do it if you want to do it manually. But to save me time, it's all about using my time wisely. I don't want to be sitting adding one pin at a time onto Pinterest. It's just too time consuming. So basically, Tailwind is a Pinterest. Pinterest it's the only app that Pinterest allows to bulk schedule. They don't allow any other of these sharing tools or pin scheduling tools. They'll block your account. So Tailwind is the official. It's not owned by Pinterest, but it is. It's got the green light from Pinterest to be able to bulk upload pins. It's great. It's fantastic. So you can see I've got a schedule. These are ones I done yesterday, and I've got a schedule up to September the 1st, which is on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Excuse me. And if you see over here, you can actually add all your pins in. So what I'm going to do here, just to show you how, I'm going to right Control A to highlight all of these, and I'm just going to drag them over. And it will upload the 10 pins into my Tailwind account. This Tailwind account has already been synced with my Pinterest account, as you can see up here. So it's brought this in, and all I need to do now is come up here and type a board name. I've got a board already made on Pinterest, and I'm going to put it inside this board. Tips on blogging for beginners, which is fairly relative to. I could put it in this one also, but yeah, I'm going to put it in there so it auto-populates the board that it's going on. Or you can do these manually. If you've got different blog posts, you can pick individual boards for everyone. So the title I would make the title of the pin, which should be keyword, which should be the title of your blog post. So I will go through here and paste this in. Again, Tailwind saves me so much time. I don't know if you're familiar with Tailwind. I don't know if I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but I've basically showed you how to make the pin, which was the original scope of this video. But I thought this would be a handy little bonus just to show you, to save you a bit of time. Other videos, I will have loads more videos on how to actually use Pinterest without anything like this. If you want to just go on there and manually upload, I'll do another video on that. I think that would probably be a better idea. Right, so a description. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to paste that title in here. I'm going to go over to a website I use quite a lot, best-hashtags.com. Best work from home hashtags. I'm going to copy these because hashtags work well on Pinterest. I think they only allow 15 at a time. I'm not sure. I'd need to double check that, but don't overload it with when I don't know. Some of these won't be even relative, so you just need to delete the ones that you don't want. But for the speed of this tutorial. I'm just going to choose these, but you can mix and match. So if you wanted to like change the hashtags for every pin, you can do so. Just break them up into chunks. Right. I'm going to go back to my post. You're allowed 500 characters per Pinterest description. Right. So you can go to your blog post and add more like text. You can add more text inside your Pinterest description, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go and use these hashtags and my title once again. How to click and work for self at home. My story. Right. Right. I'm not going to worry too much about this. I would elaborate on this a little bit, and I would use the 500 characters. And I would use it over the 10 pins. I don't go over 10 pins with the same content, just in case Pinterest penalise me for basically trying to game the system, because that basically gaming the system is creating hundreds of pins in the same descriptions, the same everything. So I wouldn't use any more than 10 at a time. It works for me. I've not been banned doing it this way. I could probably do more, but I don't. So what I would do here is I would probably change the hashtags every couple of pins and add a little bit more to this description here and use up the 500 character description space you've got here. Right, so I'm going to come back over here and get the link. So the link for this blog, this is very important, you cannot miss this part, is that website. That's a website that pre-populates. You can actually add in websites to Tailwind and it will pre-populate. I need to change that to not pre-populate it, because like I do so many different types of posts and it's not always from that website. Right, so that's basically right. So just click in there and paste in your link. And once you've done that, schedule all drafts. And you will see it adds all those 10 pins into Tuesday's schedule. But I don't want each pin showing one after another, so what I will do up here, I'll just click Shuffle Queue, and it will mix up the pins with other pins and other blog posts and stuff, and it looks a hell of a lot more natural. Right, so today we have covered how to make a pin for Pinterest using Canva in such a way that it's SEO, basically contains your main keyword, friendly, it looks great, and with a strong call to action. Basically, we've not put in the strong call to action, so what I would do here is edit these. I need to edit these. I've not put in a strong call to action. See, that's why I always take notes before I do anything. So, for example, there it's there, back to draft. That's a bit of a pain, But what I would say here, what I would put in for call to action, click on this image to read my story, something like that. You could put like an emoji in there, like an arrow or a hand, something that catches the eye, something like that. If you're looking for this website, it's just getemoji.com, and you can put that in there. Click on this image to read my story. I would add that into to all my descriptions. I've just been kind of sidetracked because I'm doing this video. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yep, so always have a call to action in your description. You can have a call to action on your pin if you want. You can put an emoji on there, maybe a little maybe a little hand icon just saying click here, something like that. Anything to draw attention. So yeah, so that's basically it. Um, Covering how to make a pin on Canva for Pinterest. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching it on my blog, please bookmark the blog and come back because I'm going to be doing loads of trainings on a whole different scope of things, such as Pinterest, Tailwind, how to blog properly, just basically affiliate marketing in general. So yeah, big plans for this year. So if you're new to affiliate marketing or blogging or any of this stuff, I hope you get some real value. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye now.